Christmas this year, my clan cluster, we did like a 12 days of Christmas full of giveaways for everybody in the clan. Big shout out to the leadership in the clan. Total Success was a huge part of that process. And my dude here, CP Kirk, won a Chimera Takeover, and I needed to get some things off my chest, so I'm going to do this in a video here instead of on the live stream. I think Lydia is a trap. Happy holidays. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? We are on my dude CP Kirk's account. He won the Chimera Takeover from the giveaways, and we are going to build him a sweet Chimera team. So, let's talk about Lydia here for a second, okay? What does Lydia bring that we would actually want in our team? It seems like she's a perfect fit. And if you have no other options, of course you can use her. It's not like if you use her, you automatically lose or anything. But I think that putting her in your team is actually not needed at all, if you have other champions that are going to replace her abilities. I think the main reason why we want to put her in our team is actually the poison sensitivity, block buffs, block active skills. I think that she's the only one, or one of the only ones, who can effectively lock out the lizard form. And that is powerful. It definitely is. But the lizard doesn't do that much damage that you really need to be crazy about it. I think that Lydia is not necessary for this. We don't need, it's not a need, to do the trial. Most of what we need to do is more damage, and we're not going to get that by putting her in the team. And let me explain why. Let's go set up the team, and I'll talk about why I think she's not needed. Then we'll gear everybody, and I'll show you the results. I think you're going to understand and be pleased with this, and remove her from your teams so that you can put in somebody else. Okay, so here's the team he was using before, and I do like this team quite a bit. We have 2 revivers, just in case one of them dies, then the other one can be revived. Personally, I don't like that, and I think that in addition to that, it's just like not needed. As long as we build our team correctly, we should be able to run 1 reviver and not worry about it. Both of these are excellent choices. If you're going to run Python with Brimstone, you have to put accuracy on him, which I don't really like unless you're early game. Elva, I think, is a much better choice. She does everything that we want to do. Grasher in here is great. I think he's super underrated, but I don't know that we really need him in here. And then we have our trap that is Lydia, and we have Newt. So all of these are good champions for this game mode. He has an awesome account. He has unlocked Carnage, so you know that he's doing really good things in the game. He knows what he's doing. And I think a lot of content creators are suggesting that Lydia be in your teams. I'm going to go out there and say she does not need to be in your teams, okay? So, what does Elva do, and why do I like her so much? She puts increased speed and block debuffs and removes a full cleanse. She removes all the debuffs for the full cleanse, puts block debuffs up there so you can't get more, and does increased speed. Also, really important, her passive heals everybody at the start of her turn, just like with Scylla the Drakes. And then somebody's going to get Perfect Veil. Everything about this is well suited to her kit and well suited to this clan boss. I think that the single target revive can be a deterrent, and if you're dying a lot, I would put a second protective champion in there rather than a second reviver. Like a Krisk type of champion is a good idea. I don't know who else he would have for me to say somebody else, but like somebody who's putting shields on there is good, you know, or ally protect. I think Grasher is that type of protective champion that I'm talking about, that we could leave in. With Elva and Grasher in the right type of gear, we will be seeing good results with this team. Now, I don't want to take away from that. I want to start with Elva in this team. And I do think that Newt is going to end up in the team as well. But I think the number one thing you can do for your Chimera damage is including Mikage plus Ninja, or if you have Onryo or Toshiro, putting them in instead. Now, one of the things we want to be careful with Ninja is that he has enough accuracy. We want over 400 accuracy, 420, 450. We want speed, and we want a lot of damage. So we're definitely going to put a lot of effort into the Ninja build. My guess is, I haven't heard back from him yet, my guess is this first team was able to one-key Nightmare, or pretty close, and was a little bit struggling on Ultra Nightmare. Now, I don't know the level of his gear in here, but this is going to be, I think, a lot more damage. Instead of Lydia, I think we want to be running champions like Ramantu or Rio, if we have them, okay? And if not, then we can use a different debuffer. And the other one that I was thinking about using it for this team was Nikmo. Okay, Nikmo's going to do all of the great things, but so far I've been pretty impressed with Ramantu in terms of doing trials, helping out the team, all of those things. If your buffs get stolen, he removes them. He just does so many things. And then I don't know whether we're going to be able to run a damage dealer in that last spot, or we're going to need another support champion, but that's definitely something that we want to do. Now, you have to decide what's most important for your account. Personally, I run Mikage with Cruelty, but if you use her that much and you love Live Arena and you're pushing Plaid and using her there, then the 6-star Polymorph can be good. If you want more damage in Chimera, you go Cruelty here. I'm going to leave the Brimstone on Ninja. I think we want somebody with Brimstone in here, and I doubt that we can change the masteries on Newt. It is possible we want the 6-star Brimstone on Ramantu. That is what I run on my account. And we want to push for the blessing on Elva at all possible times. There is a boosted event this week, so maybe he can get that then. So, let's jump in here. This is the team that we're going to gear. I'm going to start with Elva because she is the most important. You have to gear Elva correctly, otherwise you will lose, okay? Otherwise you will lose. So first things first, do we have protection accessories? We do not have a single one. Man, that is super unlucky. We have a full set of stone skin and 0 protection accessories. Okay, well, as I advise, however much protection that you can put here is going to be good. The other thing that we can look at, though, it does not seem like he farmed the event dungeon. So if we can get pinpoint gear at some point, we definitely should do that. On this gear set right here, we have the 6-piece, which is great. So let's see if this is the fastest we can make it. And let's see if there's any other resistance that we can add. So for survivability, we want to go ahead and max this out here with the HP percent. That's great. We have speed, resistance here. We have, okay, all this build looks great. It looks absolutely great. One of the things that we might need to do here is we might need to increase her crit damage because she cannot have the lowest crit damage. Whatever your reviver, they cannot have the lowest crit damage. So we have 156 on Mikage. We're going to probably put crit damage on Ramantu. We know Newt is going to have it. So Mikage is the one who has to have lower crit damage than Elva. So what we're going to do for Elva, and this is probably the reason that he was having so much trouble, we are going to put in here a crit damage amulet. That is the easiest way for us to accomplish this goal. This one has accuracy. I'd like accuracy and resistance like this. Perfect. And then we can go ahead and glyph this out. I'm going to go ahead and take a look over the other builds, see what's necessary, and then I will come back and update you. We'll probably go ahead and like build them out, and I'll show you the comparison of what it was before and after. If we still need more, we could flip this from defense. But as is, we want to at least get that 2-star on there. This will add another 33. We'll use his free re-gear to help us as well. This banner looks amazing. Elva does not need any kind of accuracy. And her masteries, like this is fine, timely intervention. I think I probably would have tried to get Lore of Steel on there. But she doesn't do that many attacks for War Master to matter. So I think we're going to try these masteries and see what happens. Okay, this is a sweet upgrade. He has a full 9-piece protection. Admittedly, the banner sucks. It's very, very bad. So we would be looking for an accuracy banner with any kind of reasonable stats on here. And then I would not want this amulet either. I'd rather have no crit damage and more accuracy. Or, you know, anything else, basically. But this is a sweet build. As soon as we farm more oil, we'll be even faster than his previous build with more accuracy and resistance, more HP, less defense, which is fine. That doesn't really matter for this build. We could flip these to other things. That would be fine as well. But I have them all glyphed out. This one, we rolled the 6 on there. We got a 4 here. Just some really good results here. So we're going to save this and make sure that he had the other preset saved, because just in case he likes that build better, I want to make sure that we lock that in. So make sure that you're utilizing your champion presets. Personally, I don't think he's going to go back. I don't. I definitely think that we definitely, if we're going to succeed in this team, we're going to have to do some stuff over here. I am going to not take crit damage. I'm going to do this. And normally I would take crit damage, but I think we might need the assistance. Now over here, I like to do, I like to come down and do these both, Rapid Response and Arcane Celerity. That's going to give us a ton of speed. So even if he doesn't end up liking War Master on her, just like doing all of this like this and then coming down to Eagle Eye, I think is really, really helpful. But this will help the build. Let me check and see if I can switch her build to Cruelty. Okay, perfect. So we're switching to Crushing Rend. I don't know if we have a relic that we would want to use here. Turn meter increase effects. I don't think we're really increasing the turn meter. So I don't really think there's anything like super necessary that we need to put on there. But he's got a good assortment. And now we need to start in on Ninja. Yes, we definitely do. Okay, this is an easy way to upgrade your champion's accuracy, is by putting an actual accuracy banner on them. We do want speed. We want to see what's available. We have this one. It does look perfect with attack percentage and speed. Okay, that's great. And then hit speed again. Perfect. And then hit accuracy on the Ascension. We hit attack, which is fine. When possible, we might want to switch that over. But this is going to be a big boost to our accuracy. Just that one thing. And then if we look at our other available accessories, coming over here, I would say definitely we want to get this Feral. I mean, that just seems like perfect. I would say we would like to try to rework this for crit damage. Easy peasy. Double accuracy. Crit damage Feral Amulet. What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? Maybe a crit damage Ascension. Okay, we'll take attack as the second best option. And we can glyph this accuracy, as well as the other things if we need to as well. We can get at least 6 or 7 more accuracy here, and that's going to help out with our speed. So just with a few minor adjustments, we're able to really transform this build. Now we can go see about putting him in damage gear. Okay, so here's the build for Ninja. I'm going to switch to this with less crit rate and more accuracy. Still has speed, crit damage, survivability. Maybe when we craft a little bit more lethal, we'll get there. We could also find a different chest, but this one's pretty baller. We could switch this to accuracy. We could switch this to accuracy. I don't know if the Great Hall's filled out, but that would be another way. 397 is pretty good, though. And then, yeah, I like all of this for Ninja. It's possible we want Helm Smasher with this build, but I like where we're at here, and as I said before, I like the Brimstone. So, now we have Elva, MtgJedi, and Ninja. Let's jump into Ramantu. Now, Ramantu basically does not have gear on, and we're probably going to take off both of these. I personally love the Toxic set on Ramantu, so we're gonna see if we can get that. Otherwise, if we can't get the stats I'm looking for, I do want him to be really fast. He does still need a ton of accuracy, but I guess the pros to his build is really all of the debuffs here. That's what's really helpful in, you know, really succeeding here in this game mode. And then he has the Helm Smasher. I don't know how to feel about that. I think I'd rather want Giant Slayer or War Master. So that might be something that we need to test. But he does have Crushing Rend, so he could probably just be ignoring all of the defense or the majority of it. So we'll leave it for now, but that's something that he might want to test. Okay, good note here is when stealing gear, write down or take a picture of who you stole gear from. Then we need to come in here and ascend the gear. We need to glyph the gear. We need to improve every aspect that we can. So looking for attack percentage or accuracy, flat attack is second best. And then we're going to go and we're going to glyph it. You know, like we can glyph and make improvements to a lot of little areas like this without much effort. You know, we can add a bunch more speed just from 4-star speed glyphs. We can add a bunch more stats from ascending the gear. We can do a lot of things to improve these builds, and I think that is what is missing from a lot of people's builds on their account. So keep that in mind. If this can help you, I hope this will help you going forward. And then we want to get attack in there as well. This would be one of those items that we could probably improve going forward. We have this one as well. So much gear on your account is really good, and you're not using it. So you just got to go find it, glyph it, equip it. You can improve the builds on your account. I do it every takeover. Every takeover I find gear that is unused or unrolled. You know, use your artifact enhancement events to find the good gear on your account. So we did steal the toxic chest from Eris, who I assume is in his clan boss team, but I did let him know that, and he told me it was okay. So this is a great build. 286, some crit stats, some accuracy. All of that is great. Do we have masteries here? Yes. And then, is that everybody? No, we need to double check Newt. Most of the time, the Newt builds are good to go. He has a 6-star Crushing Rend Newt. Let's definitely switch to that one. How many people were yelling at me in the comments to switch to that build? This one, 268, 303, 54, 52, and more than enough accuracy. Love it. All right, so, most importantly, on the Ram, disable Newt's A3. On the Viper, disable his A2. Everywhere else, prioritize the A1. Or, excuse me, prioritize the A3. Our Ramantu is 268. Our Ramantu is 286. Okay, I got those numbers mixed up. And we want to prioritize the A2 in the majority of places. I think we want to prioritize that on the Ram, on the lion. And then on the viper, we're going to do opener on... I think we're just going to do 1 on the viper so that we make sure we remove all of those buffs. On Elva, we want to prioritize her speed, revive. Her revive we want to prioritize. And on MtgJedi, we want to keep her in Form 1. But we want to open A1. We want to make sure, because she's a lot faster. And then in most of the forms, we want to prioritize the Metamorph on her second form, because sometimes, like on the Ram, we are going to switch immediately and then not switch back. And what that's going to do is help us stay alive and not kill ourselves. So we'll just put a 1 on both of these. If you're going to manual it, you can come in here and do the increased accuracy on some of the forms. And then that will help, you know, unlock some trials. Did I do 1 there? I think I did 1 there. This is supposed to be don't use. And this A3 is supposed to be 1. Ninja, I'm pretty sure he just wants to do the A2 on all of the forms. Okay? Now, if you skipped ahead in the video, and you're like, wait, why are we not using Lydia again? That's because Ramantu and Rio are better champions than Lydia, okay? In addition, if you don't have Ramantu and you're going to use someone like Nikmo, make sure that you have a decreased defense champion in there somewhere. Like Ninja, he's enough. You put Sniper Mastery on him, combined with Lady MtgJedi, he's your decreased defense champion. Newt is the weaken. They combo really well together. So, let's save this. And we want to save it as MtgJedi DPS. And I think this is his best damage build. I'm really interested to see how much damage this is going to do on Ultra Nightmare. This might still be a Nightmare team. In order to get the most information possible, we have a maxed out Great Hall. That's what I'm freaking talking about, my dude. Well done. Well done. Okay, so let's take a look at Ultra Nightmare. I'm hoping that this is survivable enough, but I think that it will be. We're still learning, and Elva does not have a blessing. So let's double check a couple things here. 166 crit damage, MtgJedi has 151. Perfect. It's possible we need a second person with less crit damage, but I don't like to do that. And then we need somebody with more defense than our Reviver, which there's a couple people with more defense here. You know, MtgJedi has a little bit more. Ramantu, no. But Newt definitely has more. So those are the two most important things about your Reviver build. And your Reviver build is the most important as well. On some of these builds, we need to switch the first spot from being our Reviver. Sometimes the Ram will try to kill us just because we're in the first spot. So let's jump in here. Let's see what we're going to do on this Ultra Nightmare. And if you're in here and you're like, did I click Ultra Nightmare? It's level 300, okay? Level 300 is Ultra Nightmare. We have all of the debuffs in here. Ramantu died very easily there. So we might need another support champion instead of the Newt. We might need to just make him have a little bit more defensive capabilities. I'm going to keep my eye on that because we really should not be having champions die on this first form. That is not a good sign. Could just be that the Chimera got a crit in there, but that is one thing we want to keep our eye on. So far, the damage is very good, and then on the Ram form, we'll slow it down. We probably just got a little unlucky with the buffs getting removed. It's not 100% to place protected buffs, and the first form does more damage. So you don't want to jump to conclusions, like actually prove it to yourself that it's true. Alright, so this is looking very, very, very good. This is looking very good. And then you can see there we had all of those buffs removed. Sorry, I'm shuffling magic cards if you hear some noises from the microphone. I've been kind of obsessed with Commander again lately. I think a defense ring on Ramantu would be helpful, just for some additional survivability. And we're going to keep an eye on this and see what forms come in here and how much they hurt us or not. This ninja is doing such good damage, guys. Such good damage. You definitely should be using this team structure, in my opinion. And that's how you're going to get the most damage on your account. All right, let's see if we die. Okay, perfect. MtgJedi gets targeted. Then she'll get revived. Then we're going to flip. And hopefully not kill ourselves. We do have weaken on there. And decrease attack. I'm not sure if decrease attack is needed. But then Elva's going to come in here and cleanse everything. Perfect. MtgJedi can help with the cleansing as well. Oh, man. Newt's definitely going to kill himself. Newt is definitely... Oh, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this build. This is questionable. Maybe we'll disable the counterattack for the ram form. Ninja's already dead. Now Ramantu's dead. That would remove some of the weaken. Okay, we might need a second. We might need a secondary support champion here. I'm thinking if we just put Grasher in, but we're still alive. So what's going to happen now is we're going to like go through one by one to get in here the man. I was really hoping that we could go full out damage, but I just don't think that we can. We don't really have leech. We don't have a ton of healing. Yeah, okay, let's make a couple changes and then get back to it. Okay, let's take a look at this build. This is sweet. Okay, we went from 215 to 285, 144 to 240, and we added accuracy. We had to drop some defense, but that's because he had defense % gloves. So I love this build, and we're not really taking from anyone super important there either. All of that is fine. And I think that that will unfortunately be something that's needed for our survivability. I just don't think we can really do it. As far as Grasher goes, I think we're going to want to prioritize the damage. So I'm just going to do that. And then on the ram, I'm going to turn it off because we just want to stay alive. Okay, cool. And then we also wanted to switch that ring on Ramantu. It's already an HP ring. Interesting, interesting. I wonder if there's any glyphs we can add for survivability. Certainly flipping these ascensions would be helpful. We could... Not sure. Okay, well, that might be the best we could do with this build. I guess we could slow him down a little bit and see if we could find an accuracy banner that has more stats on it. Accuracy with, like, defense %. What are you? I mean, that would be a considerable boost. Maybe there's a different one we could take, like this one. Okay, I would much prefer that. And then he could probably just like switch banners. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's try that. So we did take that one from Nikmo. All right, let's see how our survivability is on this one now. And see if we can get some more turns in here. We want to make it all the way to the max turn limit. Okay, Ninja died there, and actually Grasher almost died as well. Should we have been trying to put Grasher in protection gear? Oh, I didn't think about that. Actually, I'm not sure if he has another good protection set, but I think that that could be a good idea for going forward. If you could get these type of stats while being in protection, I think that that would be very, very good as well. So, let's let this play out and see where we're at. Why is Ninja dying this time? Ninja didn't die, like, hardly at all in the first run. That's interesting. Maybe It's just because interesting. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. Okay, the video's already getting pretty long, so let's see what we're going to do here. Okay, so we made a couple changes here. We got Nikmo in the original team, and I think we could probably even improve the gear on Nikmo. So there's definitely some improvement that could be used there. We had to drop down to Nightmare. I don't think this account is quite ready for Ultra Nightmare yet, but Nikmo in this team was able to keep the damage and the survivability at a good, nice balance. I like how Nikmo interacts with the Ram. The Ram is not even killing Nikmo, he's surviving. So this is pretty great. I'm looking forward to hopefully submitting this for him, and then we'll wrap up the video. Let me know what questions you have about this team in the comments below. And real quick, some ways that we can improve this in order to hit Ultra Nightmare is a lot to do with 9-piece protection and the speeds on the champions. We would be wanting a nice blessing on Elva to get her some good stats, and we'd love to see her up above 300 speed alongside MtgJedi. Same thing with Nikmo. The damage dealers can be a little bit slower, but again, we want to try to keep those in the 250 range as a minimum, at least for Ultra Nightmare. When you get down into lower levels, you can obviously lower your speeds as well. Alright, so let's finish this thing up. Alright, here we go. Go ahead, submit that. Excellent result here. My dude, very good, very good. And let's go take a look. I guess we could try running it on Ultra Nightmare. I just don't think we're going to hit that 112. You know, on Nightmare, we hit 114. So I just don't think that it's quite there yet, but definitely a good work in progress. So for that Nikmo, we were at a very low speed. So improving the speed here is going to improve the damage even more. And I would say let's try to put him in Relentless. So very accessible build that he's using in his Hydra team. That's why I kind of wanted to leave it. He has the nice Provoke build. But if I were to be building it just for this content, I would say that probably... yeah, I think Relentless would be the best way to go. So if you can make a build that is solid in Relentless work, the faster the better. I think that'll improve the damage here and get you going forward with even more damage. Alright, well, enough of repeating the word damage over and over again. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Big shout out to my dude for winning this takeover. Good luck going forward, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.